there a challenge at all, having the same group up front and trying to keep them headed in the right direction?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge that we all face, especially after some of the success, is complacency. And there's been guys who've been in the program for 5 years and finding ways to continue to challenge them. And the best way that I feel we can do that is by myself challenging me to be better. We've changed a few things up in technique going back to the spring. And even this past summer, me going out and researching ways to improve a particular concept, improve a particular technique. And I certainly hope that by the example I set of doing this for 20 plus years and me looking and finding a way to get better, that they can intrinsically find ways that they can improve as well. And up to this point, I've been very fortunate that these past few days, I do think guys are continuing to challenge themselves to find ways and things that they can improve on.
Who's impressed you playing right tackle while Christian's been sidelined?
Right now, Carver Willis has really stepped up and been very, very pleased with Carver. And the depth within our offensive line, obviously, when you return, 6 or 7 guys who have had starting experience is something that helps you sleep at night, most definitely. But more importantly, it really increases a lot of the competition within our group. And some of those guys, if they do feel complacent, you can see that second group. And one thing we talked about, and actually stole it from a former player, was with our second group, closing that gap. And there's a number of those guys who are really closing that gap.
Where does Taylor fit into everything now that he's back?
Well, Taylor is practicing at a very high level. He's a lot further along this year than he was a year ago. And where Taylor lacks relative to Hadley is the experience, and that's to nothing, within his control. So I see him more as a right guard and having that competition with Hadley. Hadley, because he is such a versatile offensive lineman and he is such a dominant offensive lineman, can play right guard, center, and left guard. So it gives us a lot of flexibility with the Cooper Beebes of the world. It gives us a lot of flexibility to with the center. And I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about how well Sam Hecht is playing right now. I've just been really, really impressed with Sam Hecht.
Where is your depth at center?
Well, Hayden obviously is the starting center. Sam Hecht is a backup and primarily focusing at center as well as a guard position. But with Sam, I can kick him out to tackle and he'd have no issues because he has such a great understanding. I think that's one of the benefits of playing the center position. And then behind him, we have a walk-on who might be the strongest kid in the group, Michael Capria, who's out of Liberty North in Kansas City. And the way that he competes in battles has been very impressive. And in fact, I've even gotten him a lot of reps with the twos here just recently because I feel like he deserves it. And Hadley provides a ton of presence at center as well. So it's one of the things we need to have, guys who can play multiple positions. My first year here, I didn't feel like we had very great depth at center. And I think that's changed here over the course of the last 4 to 5 years.
Fun are you having? I get the impression you enjoy coaching these guys.
Yeah, I love being around these guys. In fact, when they chose to make the decision to come back, and they chose to come back collectively, certainly from a professional standpoint, when you have that experience, it provides a lot of comfort. I was more excited because I get to spend one more year with those 4 guys, and the type of football players that they are really pales in the comparison of the type of young men they are. So just being around those guys has been fantastic, and I've been very fortunate to kind of see these guys want to continue to grow, want to continue to learn, and that's really what has been extremely fun.
With everyone coming back, was it a challenge to get some of the younger players to buy in and stay as well? Is there any difficulty?
It was interesting. We did obviously have one young man, unfortunately, go in the transfer portal this past spring, it was a fleeting thought, DY. It really was, where I was like, oh boy, who's going to get in the transfer portal where they say, no, my opportunity is this. And to me, it's a testament to how close-knit they are, because it was a very fleeting thought in my mind about that. And Coach Kleiman and I discussed it, and the guys who are kind of that second group right now who are, I don't want to say waiting in the wing, because I want them to continue to compete. I really feel like they were just as excited as everybody else. And it's a testament to the young men in that room.